Welcome to the Japan Game Junk podcast. I'm so happy and thankful that you're here. And welcome back to Japan Game Junk, this time talking about a store visited on the 30th of June of 2025. This is the Surugaya store in Hitachinaka city of Ibaraki Prefecture. I have indeed talked about it before. It is a fantastic store. But only compared to all used game shops, it's middling at best with Surugaya stores. So, things that you could buy on this day, so things that maybe I bought on this day. Firstly, you can get for, depending on the quality of the case, for 22,900 yen or for 16,600 yen, Pokemon Coliseum expansion disc for the GameCube. It's the one that has the weird green alien-looking thing on the front, along with Monster Ball and Pikachu. I'm guessing that this is pretty rare now. It was a pre-purchase reservation item that you'd receive if you bought the game on order at some sort of store. And I guess they're rare now. KO's Flying Squadron, a famously fun Mega CD game that also famously in Europe had the entire game shipped out on magazines with a demo disc that you could unlock the full game on it. Anyway, this game is a fun bunny girl mech shooting game for 28,800 yen here at the store this day. This is one I'm very sad about. 27,500 yen for a copy of Super Street Fighter 2X for matching service for the Dreamcast. So, when the Dreamcast was now dead for a few years only, and people were kind of, getting rid of the stuff in the stores, I was at a used game shop. I remember it so specifically in Moka City of Tochigi. This is in 2004. And they had a bunch of Dreamcast stuff there being shoveled out super cheap. I remember this game being new and sealed. They had dozens of them for 500 yen each. I bought one for myself just to play it, and I was happy to have it. But at the time, for a couple years after moving to Japan, as I was trying to build up, some money, get rid of credit card debt and stuff, it was my own, side business, or my own, hobby even, to buy things for people in the U.S. to send imported stuff cheaply to the U.S. from Japan, because everything was getting sold off so cheaply, so amazingly cheaply, you can't believe it. And that's just an example. A used copy being 27,500 yen. Wow, that's, it's crazy. It's 50 times the cost of what it was before. And there were probably even 50 copies at that store before. But yeah, much like everything else in that time, it was my policy that online I had a website where I would put up my collection, and anyone who wanted to buy my games, where after shipping costs, I would be making a profit on those games. In my heart, I thought, it's okay, I'll sell it. I could always find another one later on. And I could not later on. So many things I've lost over time. Neo Geo CD-Z system, Panasonic Q GameCube, the first Virtual Boy I bought, several other things, Swan Crystal, many other systems that I've had over the years, over those number of 2 or 3 years, where I sold off, feeling okay about it because I'd made money. If I just kept those now, oh wow, I might even be able to retire with how much I'd sold off before. Anyway, that's just an example. This game brought back that memory. 27,500 yen for something I bought new for 500 yen exactly 20 years before. A little bit over 20 years before. For 50,000 yen, Big Bang Pro Wrestling for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Kind of an interesting game there. I'll never pay that much for it, but it's there if you want it. For 172,000 yen, Kyojin no Doshin, so the giant game, whatever, for 64DD. This is the, I believe, the expansion disc. It might be a full game on its own. It's hard to tell with this thing. But, yeah, I believe originally it was meant as an expansion for the 64 game. Oh, no, because it was on GameCube later. It was never on the 64, just the 64 DD. So, Kyoji no Doshin, 172,000 yen, if you gotta have it. Although the case does have a scratch, and the manual is missing. Conker's Bad Fur Day North American version, cartridge only, is 14,500 yen. Available here. For some reason, kind of expensive, boxed games of Atelier, Marie, Ellie, and Ennis for GameCube. Sorry, for Game Boy Advance, 21,600 yen. 16,900 yen, Shining Soul for Game Boy Advance. Both of these I remember seeing cheaply, and of course, Zelda Minish Cap for Game Boy Advance, 11,300 yen. Also expensive. Surprised how things are going. Breath of the Wild for the Switch Special Edition, Collector's Edition, the big box, 10,000 yen at the store. Actually cheaper than usual, Way of the Warrior for 3DO, found here for 8,200 yen. If it ever gets below 5,000 yen, I'll definitely buy it on the spot. I really liked that game as a youth. Metal Gear Ghost Babel for Game Boy Color, complete. Even with the Famitsu sticker on it. Said it was one of the Famitsu's big, well-rated soft games things there. That's still on there. 22,800 yen. And the previously mentioned Neo Geo CDZ, they had a boxed system here for 50,900 yen. And keep in mind that although it's great as a collectible, and I was happy to have one that did work, this system is very noteworthy for having the CD pickup unit fail. So if you're going to buy this to actually use it, which is, it has a double speed CD-ROM drive, so the games load twice as fast, basically. Just keep in mind that if you plan to actually put use into it, make sure you know how to repair it, or you don't care if it fails at some point, because it probably would. For 23,600 yen, the transparent yellow Neo Geo Pocket Color. And for 5,200 yen, the Wonder Swan headphone adapter, because the Wonder Swan actually only has, for the speaker output, 3 volume levels. Four. Off, low, medium, and high. So you actually have to set the volume at very set intervals, but if you have this headphone adapter, you can listen on your headphones however you like. And this is something really crazy. If you remember, I did in fact talk about in the last podcast about the X68000Z unit that was being sold at a hard-off in Kawaguchi City for over 60,000 yen. Here, the exact same thing was being sold for 23,000 yen. Still very expensive, of course, but wow, that's worth taking a day off work and driving the 2 hours difference to get that. For the Dreamcast, there was a giant channel VMU unit, the memory card unit, a special red color that's this giant channel. I have to admit I don't know anything about that, but 3,800 yen for that one. The box only of Musashi no Boken, Musashi's Adventure, for the Famicom was 4,300 yen. The manual only for Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 for Nintendo 64 was 1,350 yen. Penthouse Interactive for 3DO. Now, of course, in Japan you can't actually see the between the legs region. That's censored, but otherwise, pornography for your 3DO, 8,500 yen. And this is kind of one that I was fighting myself not to get, but I thought, you know what, I don't need this in the end, unless it gets even cheaper. Virtual Cameraman Volume 1 for 3DO. This is also a nude game, where you look at nude women. But this is actually a game where you are a perverted cameraman picking up women to take pictures of them naked. And this game was 6,600 yen, complete, but they also had disc only for 2,460. I was really, really close to getting it for 2,460. just because I thought it was wacky and whatever, but yeah, you know. Game Gear battery packs. I still have mine from when I was 12. 2,200 yen each, just the packs, no boxes. And actually a very good deal, 3,060 yen exactly, for a boxed version of the PC Engine wireless gamepad. This is for the PC Engine or TurboGrafx-16 Mini. This is the 8-bit Do controller, which is very great, very great. I have one myself and highly recommend that for playing them. The paddle controller for Mark III, which I do have to play Alex Kidd BMX and Woody Pop. The paddle controller was being sold here, just the controller, no box, 4,980 yen. Pricey, but hard to find. Mesopotamia, the game from Atlas for PC Engine, card only 13,900 yen. Castlevania, Return to Castlevania Collection for the Switch. This is the kind of one of these, you know, revival of old games kind of thing. Evil Empire is the name of the publisher for that. 5,800 yen. This is the Japanese release though. The GameCube broadband adapter. I got one for 1,000 yen years ago. Now it is being sold here for 15,300 yen. Still cheaper than a PS Vita TV. Boxed, 27,000 yen. No box, 17,000 yen. Why were those things so expensive? They must have been like used for hacking or something. And the last thing to note is the cheapest I've ever seen it boxed. 4,000 yen for the Game & Watch Legend of Zelda, you know, thing from a few years ago. It's fun to have. But that's it. A lot of things seen there on this day at the store. I ended up getting some random junk games, and was kind of happy with that, but there you go. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and goodbye to you.